Welcome to Kiss the Reviews. I'm Armando. That's Corey. And today we are doing 1999's Universal Soldier, The Return. Before we get started, if you want to follow me or Corey on Twitter, you can follow me at Junior D's. You can follow that guy at Corey_Idol. And if you want to follow the show, you can follow us at Kiss the Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Now let's get into the cast of 1999's Universal Soldier, The Return. This film stars Jean-Claude Van Damme as Luke Devereaux, Michael Jai White as Seth, Bill Goldberg as Romeo, and Heidi Schanz as Erin.
Michael Jai White is literally the only reason I didn't just read the Wikipedia description of this movie and actually watched it.
You were right.
This is okay. I'm just going to say this. I'm going to save everybody a lot of time here, especially you and me. This movie is awful. I know I said in a past Universal Soldier review that we've done, one of the 15 of these that they did. Yeah, I kind of liked it. The action was good. The plot was okay. This front to back, trash. So we'll start off by going all the way to the end and saying this is garbage, but there are some funny spots in here. So the movie, and it starts off funny for me, okay? Because I immediately paused it here and laughed out loud because we've talked about this in other reviews. So the movie opens at this military weapons research facility, and you get the authorized personnel. They're trying to set up this whole intro here. So you get authorized personnel sign, hazardous material, nitrogen, poison gas, chlorine, like all of these different containers. And then, we see naked Michael Jai White here. And I think it was one of the other JCVD movies. The minute you start putting label, like, can we stop? I know this was 99, so they might have stopped, but I don't think they did. Can we stop in these movies with like poison gas? This is hazardous. This is gonna melt your face off in the containers with the little biohazard. Like, stop it.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
And it's like a 4-minute walkthrough of the facility with like, it's danger here to set up that there's danger there. Just get to the thing. It should have started in this next scene, which was JCVD and Maggie. They're on a training program for the Unisols. And, Luke Devereaux is now a regular human and is working with the government and his partner, Maggie, to like perfect this Unisol program. This is where the movie should have started, because we eventually get to the research facility.
Yeah, and I think if you want to sum up this movie, the first 5 seconds of seeing Bill Goldberg act, oh, okay, that's what we're in for.
You were correct.
Which is surprising to me because former or current wrestlers are typically really good actors. Not just The Rock. There's been other actors or other wrestlers that have been in movies, and they've done a really good job because that's what they're paid to do in the WWE. Now, some would say that's overacting. They've gone to the Jim Carrey school of acting, but you still have to act. So I don't understand when you get a guy like Goldberg into one of these movies, which is literally just action. Say the line, punch the thing, and then we're off to the next scene. And you can't even do that right.
No, Goldberg, for any of the wrestling aficionados out there, they'll know this is true. Goldberg has kind of lived in this bubble because of his physique, where he's never had to actually try at stuff. Learn to wrestle. When he first came in, he was legitimately injuring other wrestlers because he didn't know how to actually do the moves correctly and safely.
Yeah.
So with acting, why would we expect any different? Hey, you're a big guy. Come in and do this. I will read my lines. Rub tit. I mean, don't say that part, Bill. The fuck out of here. And when the fuck did a universal soldier, none of these other guys talk. He's just a universal soldier.
Yes.
And yet he has like thoughts and rapey thoughts, and
Yeah.
he's taking time out of his training exercise to rape one of the trainers. And we're like,
dude,
cool. It makes sense. Makes sense to me.
Dude,
what?
That is so stupid. This whole thing with him, and then the back and forth throughout the movie, but with him and JCVD. But we then see JCVD walking in, and he takes his daughter to work every day at the dangerous facility, and she's being babysat by SETH, the military's fucking supercomputer. He then goes to this meeting where they're told that the Unisol program is getting shut down and budget cuts and yada yada. And SETH discovers that this program is scheduled to be shut down, and he starts taking actions to protect himself. And we also get a scene here, which I don't understand why, where JCVD then goes home with his daughter, and he's putting her to bed, and she asks why her mother had to die, and she says it in a way like she was sacrificed.
Why did Mom have to die?
Because the volcano was going to erupt.
I had to throw her into the volcano to save all of the community. But like, so it's like, okay, great. We've now set up the fact that he's a single father. So who is he going to bang later in the movie? Well, I'll tell you who. The nosy reporter that shows up to the research lab, and she's like, I need to get in there. And the security guy calls, and he's like, okay, you're allowed. And you want to talk about, you can talk about Bill Goldberg all day long in this movie. Mm-hmm. I'm going to talk about this Erin character, okay? Because she is the most annoying character. Like, they wrote her. We've talked about it in the past, writing women poorly in movies. I think we can add another category to this for writers. Writing reporters in movies. You know who reporters are? They're human beings that want to make money, and this is a fucking job for them. And if they're on location reporters and they're doing this, yes, they want to get the shot and they want to get the whatever. But when real shit goes down, they don't act like this.
I lost my friend back there. I want answers.
We get to work the next day, right? And his daughter tells him that SETH is sick. And Dylan Kotner, the doctor there, tries to see what's going on with SETH. SETH shuts down the whole facility, tells Dr. Kotner, fuck you. And the Unisols start taking over the whole facility. And SETH kills Kotner here, right? Because only him and JCVD have this code that can shut down and stop the whole shit. But it's really weird, this plot point. So JCVD and the doctor have a code, right? To shut SETH down. But they don't enter the code to shut SETH down. SETH has to find out the code to enter it to keep him alive? Is that the premise?
Yeah, it's not really a shutdown code, it's an alive code.
If SETH doesn't get the termination code in 8 hours, he'll shut down.
All of these plot points, all of these scenes are stupid and borderline pointless. Because you think they're setting it up like, okay, they got to escape the facility. Not really. He walks out the fucking door.
Everybody does.
Yeah, just right out the fucking doors, right to the military. And then he starts advising this general or colonel or whatever rank he is, who literally is the most emotional basket case I have ever seen in a uniform. In any film. Period.
Yes.
And whoever wrote this movie, I'll tell you this right now, not a big fan of the military. Because they take pot shots at soldiers just killing people and firing their guns off. And Bill Goldberg is a Unisol, but he can still rape. It's like, dude, whoever wrote this is so fucking unabashedly anti-military, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, was this written by Paul Pot?
But So we get the TV news reporter here, Erin. She refuses to leave because she wants answers as Goldberg is literally murking everyone, chasing JCVD and Erin. And during this melee, JCVD's daughter, Hillary, falls down the stairs and like bumps her head. And Maggie takes her to the hospital and she's got a severe hematoma, gloobity globbity, and she's gonna die. Why? Like, I get the plot point. The daughter's got to have something happen to her so that later on in the movie, totally understand that from a writing perspective, right? The director missed the boat here. He was like, what we're going to do is we're going to have you gently get nudged, and then you gently bump your head, and then you fall down the stairs unconscious. And now she has like leukemia. She like, it's just like this awful fucking thing that she's literally gonna die. And well, we can't contact the father. And are you next of kin? So we can't help her with. Don't fuck you can't just fucking do the thing.
Well, first off, that part was complete bullshit. We can't operate until we get their signature.
You were right.
Like, that's mom had to die because she had severe osteoporosis, just like you do, honey. Sorry.
Enter Squid for no fucking reason into this movie. He's a burnout computer hacker guy that found a body or created a body that Seth reached out to him for help. So like now Seth can put himself into a body. Cool. So the Unisols here attack the military setup outside of the facility, right? We then get the chase between Goldberg, JCVD, and Erin. And Erin lights Goldberg on fire, and then they get away in a recycling truck and then like back over Goldberg a couple of times, and then they get away for now. Okay, when we talk about these movies and franchises and the lore and all of that stuff, is Goldberg different than every other motherfucking Unisol in any of these movies? Because
yes, apparently.
You have, and I know they're super strong and the strength of 10 men. You know what 10 men aren't doing? Lifting a motherfucking recycling truck that they literally parked on Goldberg's chest. These aren't Terminators, okay? What it's
no,
like,
and that's basically what they want you to think now.
Yes,
because even later, JCVD's handed an M16 to go back into the facility, and he's like, if I shoot this at them, it'll only piss them off. No, if you empty a magazine from an M16 into a fucking dude's flesh and bone face, they're not getting up.
Yes,
you've made hamburger. Congratulations. Pink slime and all.
Yes. And meanwhile, we get Seth here, the computer, who puts himself into Michael Jai White. This is the only part of the movie that I was looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you get a jacked Michael Jai White with zero emotion to him, which, by the way, it is very hard to, and that's what I was thinking about during this. And I know I brought up the Terminator. The reason the Terminator works is because Arnold was emotionless. He played that role. And that's what the Unisols are. There is no emotion. Goldberg's cracking jokes and laughing and...
I hate that guy.
Michael Jai White this is how you should do that.
Yeah, this made me wonder why Michael Jai White was never cast as the Terminator. Like, in all of these remakes we've done, all of the talks about who's going to be the next Terminator, who's the next guy, he's there.
Yeah.
He's right there. I don't know why half of the martial artists in Hollywood got jobs over Michael Jai White. That dude can legitimately kick ass. He can legitimately act. And he looks the part.
Yep.
What are we doing?
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. But so from here on out, anytime he was on screen, I was like, fucking good. You're saving this right now. But we get Seth putting himself into Michael Jai White's body. He's activated. JCVD and his crew go back into the building and they plant the first bomb. They get attacked. And after some gunfighting, they blow up the Unisols and get out. After he gets out of the building, JCVD needs to find a computer so he can hack. First of all, JCVD isn't hacking shit. Okay? I didn't understand his dialogue in half of this movie. He's not hacking a motherfucking thing. But he's like, let's take your news van. We'll go to this strip club, or I can go to the second floor where they have a phone sex operation. And dude, this whole thing is ridiculous. But this is where JCVD finds out that Squid is helping Seth and yada yada. So this was literally written in there. They could have done this in a million different ways. This was literally put in there just so we can have some titties in this movie. Can we just call it what it is?
Yeah, we needed to see JCVD can still fight, which they already showed us with the Unisol, sort of. He just got overtaken and almost drowned. So now we have to show him fighting regular people for some reason. So he whoops ass through this place. We have this awkward, what was supposed to be comic relief scene between the reporter and a stripper, and she's telling her how hard her day really was. Okay, listen, lady. You haven't been getting jizzed on fucking nights in the back room. I don't give a fuck, reporter, how hard your night was fighting Unisols and escaping death. This poor lady is taking dicks to the face and is going back in her Mitsubishi Eclipse to her one-bedroom apartment. So kiss my ass on how hard your day is. Yeah,
sorry, you were dodging bombs. I was dodging fucking herpes all night.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
This chick's battling her 5th UTI this month. And all to tell her about how hard your day is? The fuck out of here.
Is it possible this story is true?
Yes, it is.
Meanwhile, while this is going on, Seth sends Goldberg to the hospital to kidnap Hillary and kill Maggie. And Squid spills the beans to JCVD, and then Seth shows up, kills Squid, demands the code from Devereaux, or he's gonna kill Hillary, and apparently become her father. Like, that's where this goes. Like, again, he is a computer, right? He's a computer program. It's not even a he. It's a whatever. It's a
yeah.
It's a thing. But now it has emotion and is like, I can do a better job raising a child. Who are you, my mother-in-law? Get the fuck out of here. I can do a better job than you can of raising this child because you're just a Frenchie who doesn't understand things. Cool, guy. So JCVD here then goes to the hospital to save his daughter, right? And he fights off Unisols, and then we get a couple of like interactions with him and Goldberg again, where Goldberg drops, these lines like, I really hate that guy. Why are you talking, Goldberg? The beauty of was it Regeneration that we did?
Sure.
I think that was it. The beauty of that one was the Unisols, and he didn't talk. Like the main big MMA guy that was in it, he never said a fucking word the whole movie. He just kicked ass and looked scary. Goldberg, you already got the scary like chest out to here, bald. Anybody with a bald head and a goatee, I'm immediately scared of. Okay, because I know you're like burning crosses on the weekend. So we're already scared of you. You got that part down. Can we just fucking zip the lip and then just do the thing?
Hell yes.
This is my thing with it as well. In the first movie, Dolph Lundgren doesn't say a word. Jean-Claude Van Damme doesn't say a word until they break out of the whole Unisol fog.
Mm-hmm.
No other Unisol has talked throughout any movie. They're silent killers. That's what makes them so scary, like you said. So we're breaking precedent for Goldberg to have lines? You didn't get John Cena to play this role. You didn't get The Rock.
Yep.
You got fucking Goldberg, and we're breaking precedent because Goldberg needs speaking lines. Fuck you.
All the way. All the
Done.
way.
How dare you? You're making me defend
How dare
the content lore of fucking Universal Soldier. How dare you?
Michael Jai White jumps out of the window here with Hillary. He runs away to the facility. Cool. Meanwhile, Goldberg takes his shirt off to fight some WWE wrestlers that are moonlighting as orderlies in the hospital.
At least in this scene, I was like, at least we're going to get to see Goldberg's finishing move, because this is what they do in every first WWE movie, is he does the spear,
Yes.
he does like a super punch. Cool. We saw it all. Done.
Yeah.
Moving on.
That was my thing. I saw that and I was like, boom. Okay, we got that.
I'm pretty sure Goldberg came on to set and just wrote his own character.
I don't think there was any written lines for him. He just started talking in the movie, and the director was like, I mean, I just fucking keep rolling, I guess. Like, is that what we're doing? Cool.
Yeah.
I don't think he had any control. I think in every JCVD movie, the director loses control immediately. From the very first action call. Table reads, just it's out of control. And like they're going through I can just see it. They're going through the script and the table reads, and the director's like, none of this shit is written down. None of this shit is written. Everybody's ad-libbing. And then there's like a PA or somebody that's like, yeah, guy, this is the JCVD movie. First of all, everybody's coked out of their mind. And everybody's improvising all their lines.
Dude, if I was the writer and Goldberg's like, I'm going to say these words, and I'd be like, no. He's like, what are you going to do about it? I'd be like, this is why I say strap, bitch. That's what the fuck I'm going to do about it.
Corey comes to set with a 9 milli.
You goddamn right.
We then get back to the research facility, and JCVD finds Seth, who tells him he'll heal Hillary if JCVD gives him the code. And then the fight begins, but Seth figures out the code anyway. And then they continue to fight until JCVD traps Seth and shoots the control panel, and he covers Seth in liquid nitrogen, and then he shatters his frozen body. And you would think this is the end of the movie, but it's not. As JCVD and Hillary then go to leave the building before it explodes, because, the military's like, we don't care about anybody's life, kids. No, I mean, that's kind of probably true, but we don't care about anybody's life. We're going to blow this motherfucker. I think I did. We're going to blow this motherfucker to kingdom come. We don't care. And the reporter's like, yeah, I have feelings now. And I want to touch JCVD's butthole and raise his daughter. And we get the final fight between Goldberg and JCVD. And then Goldberg asks Maggie, who is now a Unisol, to kill JCVD, but she has feelings and things. So she shoots Goldberg instead.
And we have to go back because you brought up the point that I'll heal your daughter.
Yeah.
If you give me the code.
Yeah. Yeah, this is where he brings that up during their back and forth.
He already healed the daughter. She's being healed literally as they fight.
Yes.
So what are you talking? Everything is fine. There was no need for any of this. And where the fuck do you get off, Goldberg? Because I know this wasn't the writer. Unless the writer was fucking Vince Russo. But where the fuck do you get off, Goldberg, to have the ball to be the final fight over Michael Jai White as Seth the supercomputer?
You were correct.
I beat the T-1000, but now I gotta fight the gas station clerk? Get the fuck out of here.
100%, dude. 100%. I was so upset at this. Like, Goldberg is the guy before the boss.
Yes.
He's the guy that's hard, but you can get by him. And then the boss, the final fight, that's Michael Jai. If I'm Michael Jai White, I'd be like, yo, I don't even get the final fight. And their fight wasn't even good.
No.
Like, you give Goldberg the shit fight. And then you give Michael Jai White here the final fight and the good fight. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They did Michael Jai White dirty in this one, but
Especially after Goldberg was already had his ass whipped by Jean-Claude Van Damme. 3, you didn't take a super soldier serum to be like Michael Jai White. You just came back to get your ass whipped the 4th time. And then they took mercy on you and had Maggie shoot you because you're not worth JCVD's time to kill. He doesn't give a shit. So, the fuck out of here.
And this movie ends as awfully as it began, as Hillary, JCVD, they leave the building. Goldberg and the Unisols march to destroy JCVD, but he fires at the explosive charge, blowing the building up. And the final scene is Hillary gets a new mommy? That's the final scene?
With regular human bones, though, so she might last a couple years.
Dude. This movie, I don't think we need to take our normal 4, 5, 6 minutes at the end to discuss the validity of the movie or what. This movie is hot trash.
This is another movie that just pisses me off that I don't have one of my books as a movie yet. This is just bullshit.
100%. 100%.
Like, do I got to take a dick to the back of the throat to get a movie made? Is that what it takes? Because I'll do it.
Yeah,
not from you.
Yeah, it's. I've talked to the Illuminati. Yes, you have to take the same loads that the stripper earlier in this movie took to be able to get your movie produced.
Won't be the first UTI I've had to fight, Chief. Let's go.
Hey, just drink some cranberry juice. You'll be good to go.
Dude, I will break Harvey out of prison and suck him off in front of a fern today.
We know you would. Hey, and you know what? There's no judging here. That's fine. I would do that too. I would help. Okay. I'd be like,
I'm gonna go start baking a cake with a file in it. Bye. This movie sucks. Bye.
Yeah, that's all I got for this one. This movie was terrible. And not even in a great funny way. It was just a bad movie, bad writing, bad acting all the way around.
Yeah. Don't do this. Don't pull this shit again, Damien, for real.
But that's all we got. We'll end it here. For Corey, I'm Armando. This is Kiss the Reviews. And this was the hilarious Universal Soldier, The Return.